and welcome to Arts in the City. We are in Times Square today, where Broadway is carefully coming back to life. After more than a year of COVID shutdown, actors and audiences are starting to sing, clap, and cheer. Even the Tony Awards are returning. Donna Hanover has more on the season's highlights and precautions theaters are taking.
Bruce Springsteen started it all off on June 26th, bringing back his smash hit to begin the reopening of Broadway after the COVID total shutdown. Then a new play called Passover started previews August 4th. It's one of 7 plays by Black writers slated for Broadway this year. The Tony-winning musical Hadestown reopened. Waitress restarted. Then quickly, several more, including Hamilton, The Lion King, and Wicked. Anthony Veneziale, co-creator and star of Freestyle Love Supreme, reopening at the booth, speaks for many theater folk.
We'll be back. We're coming back, New York.
Peter Marks, theater critic for the Washington Post, says there's a lot of work needed as a show restarts.
Costumes have to be cleaned. Any turntable, many shows are on revolving mechanisms. Those have to be taken apart, cleaned, and re-inspected. These are gargantuan operations that cost hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars.
Some shows are bringing back huge stars for the restarts. For example, To Kill a Mockingbird has Jeff Daniels as Atticus Finch and Celia Keenan-Bolger, who won a Tony for her role as Scout.
We're turning the lights back on.
Actors like Celia and Jeff feel a real commitment to helping Broadway come back.
There is a lot of worry about ticket sales.
Broadway runs on tourism. It's the mainstay. Most of the tickets are sold to people from around the country and around the world. And we still don't have many of those people arriving.
Shows are doing a lot to deal with COVID.
There are vaccination mandates and mask mandates for backstage, on stage, and front of house people, and audiences as well will be vaccinated and masked. Some shows are hiring extra understudies, so in case cast members are test positive, they can substitute.
Freestyle Love Supreme rotates cast members anyway, and sometimes has surprise guests like one of the show's co-creators, Lin-Manuel Miranda. The show is improv, with the cast creating raps that use words from the audience.
That's always illuminative and very funny. Audiences will range from tequila to my mother.
The cast kept their skills sharp during lockdown by starting an academy to teach others, which will continue. Which words do they expect from the audience as they reopen?
Pandemic. This time, I think we're probably going to hear a lot of words that have to do with safety and COVID.
Freestyle Love Supreme is getting a special Tony this year.
So we didn't really fit any of the categories. So the Tony Awards to say, hey, you know what? This is something that's really special, and we're going to create an award for you. It feels like a lifelong dream. It feels like a lifelong dream that I didn't even know I could have.
Producers say Mean Girls, West Side Story, and Disney's beloved Frozen are not coming back to Broadway, but other shows are getting lots of buzz.
Six, which is the story of a pop version of The Six Wives of Henry VIII, is delightful. I got to see it. My review is still frozen in my computer because it couldn't run. They had to close on opening night. So Six is going to absolutely be an exciting show to see. Mrs. Doubtfire is a new musical based on the movie. We're going to see some interesting theater by artists of color.
Before Freestyle Love Supreme officially opens, what shows do you want to see that are opening?
Oh gosh, well, I'm very excited about Jagged Little Pill. Passover just opened. I can't wait to see that. I think everybody who is involved with the reopening of Broadway, they're really just chomping at the bit. You know, they want to come back. They want to have this city feel vibrant again.
From Broadway, I'm Donna Hanover for Arts in the City.
Acclaimed French actress Marion Cotillard has a new movie out called Annette. She plays a world-renowned opera singer. Neil Rosen spoke with her about the film, working with her favorite director, and how the character in some ways reflects her own life.
Marion Cotillard won an Academy Award for her unforgettable performance as iconic singer Edith Piaf in La Vie en Rose. The heralded French actress was also a standout in such movies as Inception and Midnight in Paris.
It's time to start. Hey, we stop.
Her latest film is called Annette, which may be best described as an avant-garde musical romantic drama. Cotillard plays a world-class opera singer married to a famous stand-up comedian played by Adam Driver. The story looks at how their lives are changed when they have their first child.
Love each other so much.
So this movie was like in the works for something like 7 years. What was your first exposure to it? And what was your moment where you said, I have to do this?
Well, I think it was 5 years ago. 5 years ago, I met with Serag, who's one of the greatest directors in France, but for me in the world. And he's a very rare director. Like, he's directed 6 movies in 40 years. So, and when I was a teenager, wanted to be an actress, I admired him so much. So the fact that he wanted to work with me was really amazing. It was really like a dream that would come true, to work with such an artist.
Tell me about your chemistry with Adam Driver. What was that like?
It was such an intense and amazing experience, because we were both, I mean, we're not singers, so we were both facing anxiety. Like, it was like really stressful to sing live. So we had this connection of like 2 kids in the playground being like, oh my God, we're gonna like experience things that we have never experienced before. So it created this connection.
How did you personally connect with this character and the film itself?
I loved the story. I loved the themes. I loved, I mean, it really resonated in me, this question of the need of recognition and how it affects you when you get the recognition, when you don't, the frustration that comes out of it. I mean, all those questions that I actually have in my own life. Voilà.
You won an Oscar playing Edith Piaf in another musical. Are you a fan of musicals?
I love musicals. I love music. I love to sing. And this project was so special because it's all live singing. So it's an experience that I had never had, and I always look for, to be like in facing the unknown and like just dive in the unknown.
With Marion Cotillard for Arts in the City, I'm Neil Rosen.
Of handcrafted shoes as a thing of the past, but that artistry is alive and well in Brooklyn. Susan Junn steps inside the creative world of shoemaking at the Brooklyn Shoe Space.
From form and fabric to design and construction, handcrafted shoemaking is an art. Handcrafting shoes flourished in the 18th century when cobblers made custom pairs. These days, most shoes are mass-produced in factories overseas, but here at the Brooklyn Shoe Space in Williamsburg, people learn to make their own.
When I started shoemaking and learning, there was nothing out there like a hub or a knowledge or some pool of people or resources.
Keiko Hirosue-Korolev started making shoes as a hobby in her spare time while working in the world of corporate fashion.
I was wearing the shoes that I made. I had designer friends who were telling me, those are really great shoes. Where did you get them? I made it myself, and they were like, I want to learn how to make.
And much like a knitting circle, Keiko started a shoemaking circle. That small group grew to a large collective in 2014 where members came to learn and make, among them brand name designers.
The brands came to us wanting, I think, for the designers or the production people to understand the construction of footwear.
Keiko left her corporate job to run the Brooklyn Shoe Collective, becoming a part of the makers movement, a cultural trend that encourages people to make what they need. A meaningful concept in the U.S. footwear industry, which has the largest market in the world, yet manufactures less than 2% of shoes.
That's what I can do over here, is just to keep on promoting shoemaking and maybe close the gap between the industry and the makers. Now here, you want to do this one straight.
Although Keiko was forced to close the collective when the pandemic hit, she continues to teach in her new studio, where women and men, young and old, come to create. Students like Andrew Grayson, who wants to bring his design dreams to life.
I've been wanting to design sneakers for like a big company since I was in middle school. And the idea of actually like creating a shoe was just like, I couldn't fathom it. So I've just been sketching a lot and like designing it from like my mind. But to actually bring it to reality, that's why I came here.
Mariam Serag from Egypt came to learn how to make a prototype for her business concept of a high heel that converts to a low heel.
You get to learn a lot, not only from your process, but other people's processes.
And for other students like Lorna Flynn, shoemaking is a chance to learn something new.
There's a lot more work that goes into it than you would imagine.
More than 200 steps to be precise. I got the abbreviated lesson, which starts with the form of your shoe called a last. From the last, a pattern is made. Using that pattern, material is cut, sewn, stretched over the last, and then the sole is applied. Students use Keiko's impressive equipment, which includes an extensive last collection and sewing machines that date back to the early 1900s. From start to finish, Keiko says her students create their basic cemented footwear in 5 days.
The Brooklyn Shoe Space hosts private classes, small and corporate events, and even offers a scholarship.
For more on all the Brooklyn Shoe Space has to offer, check out brooklynshoespace.com. For Arts in the City, I'm Susan Junn.
Now let's return to Broadway, but this time for a different look at the theater world and long overdue change that's taking shape. While it's clear Black playwrights are having a much larger role, that doesn't mean the Great White Way is fully inclusive. Mike Gilliam explains.
Living it up on top. Who makes the summer sun shine bright? That's right, Persephone.
The lights on Broadway are about to shine bright again as theaters reopen. But there's a side to American theater and Broadway that many don't see: a lack of diversity. Jermaine Rembert is in the cast of Chicago.
I don't think it's very diverse, unless a show is specifically for an African-American cast. Right now, you're looking at maybe 2 or 3 people of color, brown, black, whatever, in a Broadway production.
Some strides are being made. This season, 7 of the 9 new shows opening on Broadway were written by a Black playwright, including Chicken and Biscuits. I asked author Douglas Lyons if there's a diversity issue on Broadway.
Does Broadway have an issue with diversity? Absolutely. And do I think that this season is a step in the right direction? For sure.
So there's still a lot of work to be done. T. Oliver Reid is one of the founders of the Black Theater Coalition, along with choreographer and artistic director Warren Adams and the Carlisle Group's Reggie Van Lee. They're focused on bringing diversity to the theater.
With more than 11,000 shows, there have been 10 Black directors of a play, 11 Black directors of a musical, 17 Black choreographers, 2 Black lead producers of a musical in more than 150 years. And then you look at all the other areas and the numbers are less than that. So it's less than a 1% chance that Black professionals will ever have the opportunity to work in one of these Broadway houses.
Reid says working on Broadway is the ticket that helps you get work in other regional venues like the Kennedy Center.
You go see Hadestown, Ain't Too Proud, you see any of these shows, and Hamilton, and you see lots of Black and brown bodies on stage, and it makes people think, oh, things have changed. No, there have always been Black and brown bodies on stage performing. And there still are, and they're extremely talented. What we want to do is make sure that the other side of the theater making in this country looks more like the people who are on the stage, looks more like the people who are in Midtown right now.
He says the lack of diversity runs deep.
Many times a producer or a director will continue to use people that they've known year after year, and inevitably, those people are white.
Reid says it's about making sure there are Black lighting designers and sound designers, and Black female lighting designers and general managers and producers. After the murder of George Floyd and the social justice movement it sparked, the coalition formed partnerships.
So literally I reached out to every person, every director, every choreographer, every casting person, every general manager, producer that I knew, and Warren did the same thing. We said, this is where we are. What are you going to do to fix this?
Some directors have pledged to never have an all-white staff again, or to work on a staff that is all white. The partnership allows the coalition to place candidates in all areas of Broadway companies and pay them a yearly stipend, which is designed to give them the economic freedom to immerse themselves in theater.
Be able to be in an office from 9 to 6, and from 6:30 to 11, be in these theaters to see what's happening. See what's happening front of house, see what's happening backstage, see what's happening with all the actors, see what's happening, see how theater is being made.
It was great for me, learned so much, and now have a better handle on what I want to do and where I might be of best service moving forward in theater.
The founders of the coalition say the work they are doing is very important for people who are working in the theater now, but that it might be even more important for those who want to work in theater in the years to come.
It's going to be about us being able to support each other so that this change is something that won't be a Band-Aid fix, but will truly help change the American theater.
I'm Mike Gilliam for Arts in the City.
It looks like the efforts of groups seeking more diversity on Broadway are paying off. Major players in the industry are now pledging change as theaters reopen. One of the best-known street artists in the world is also anonymous and famously secretive. A new multimedia exhibition takes a deep dive into this mysterious artwork. Dwayne Ferguson has the details.
Banksy is a controversial, world-renowned street artist based in the UK. He created his own style of street art with a powerful social message. He plasters his art stealthily around the world in places like outdoor structures and museums. He works anonymously, and no one has ever seen his face. But now you can see his artwork and experience his impact through a huge new immersive exhibition called Banksy, Genius or Vandal in New York City. Exhibition Hub, which also created Van Gogh, the immersive experience, now in New York City, produced it.
We tell a story about the art. We try and take people on a voyage about the art and not just showing them the art on a wall.
The show is unauthorized, but this hasn't stopped its success. It has already been seen by 3 million people globally, traveling to 15 cities.
What makes him unique to me is you look at the simplicity of his work, yet the picture tells 1,000 words.
You'll be able to see over 80 artworks from private collectors. Iconic works like the original silkscreen of the Girl with Balloons series. Famously, upon the sale of a paper version of it for $1.4 million at Sotheby's in London, it self-destructed by Banksy's design. Sotheby's said that Banksy didn't destroy an artwork in an auction, he created one. And in fact, the buyer went ahead with the sale and permanently loaned it to a museum in Germany. On top of the artworks are the immersive and the round audiovisual installations, which talk about Banksy's life, give a journey around the world of his work in virtual reality, and put you there in his studio.
You can't just present an artist like Banksy and not to some level be affected or be awakened to some of the issues that he speaks about.
You'll be able to decide for yourself whether Banksy's a vandal or a genius at the exhibition. It's 1.5 hours to 2 hours long and is open through November. For Arts in the City, I'm Dwayne Ferguson.
From art on the street to art in your kitchen. As we begin to gather again, it's fun to think about entertaining, and nothing says party quite like a cheese plate. But if you're anything like me, all those cheese choices can be a bit overwhelming. So today we're getting creative, from flavors to pairings, with a little expert advice. Food writer Hannah Howard is a self-described curd nerd with a long-standing passion for cheese, even the stinky variety.
I do remember being at one dinner party that my parents hosted and all the grown-ups being so impressed that I was interested in like the blue cheese. So I have always been a cheese lover.
That early devotion to food, and specifically fromage, is now a career for Hannah.
Cheese is really just milk, and then there's a few other ingredients, some salt, some cultures, some rennet, and that's it. And then from these, mostly milk, you get everything from like a creamy brie to the super aged Gouda, and it's just kind of miraculous. Cheese is very creative. I think even getting to know where cheese comes from. Each cheesemaker, each place in the world that makes cheese has its own story.
Wanting to take up my own cheese plate game, I asked Hannah for a crash course. One of her tips: don't overdo it. More isn't always more.
When I'm having like a party, I think 3 or maybe 4 would be the maximum, because I want people to really appreciate and enjoy each cheese.
For my beginner board, Hannah brought 3 cheeses that she explains provide variety and balance, another tip to keep in mind. Her arrangement goes from mild to wild, starting with this goat's milk cheese, which brings a visual pop to the plate.
This is Humboldt Fog. It's a goat's milk cheese from California, from the north of California, named after the fog that goes over the county, which is kind of represented by this beautiful line of vegetable ash through the middle of the cheese. And this beautiful cream line is where the cheese is ripening.
We move from there to an aged Gouda.
Over time, when it ages, it gets these really sweet flavors, kind of like caramelly, nutty, and they also develop these crunchy crystals, which are a big hit.
And then the wild side, both in appearance and taste, a blue cheese.
It has some funky, earthy flavors.
Now that I've got my cheeses, what to go with them? Hannah's advice: think outside your usual cracker box. Sliced baguette and a drizzle of honey. And if you want to skip the bread under your cheese, pair that bite of Gouda with a cornichon, basically a fancy pickle.
I love that salty.
The same idea applies to beverages. We typically think of cheese with wine, but there are many choices, including non-alcoholic options, a go-to for Hannah while she's pregnant. For example, ciders and teas. And for the rest of us, a bubbly wine or champagne pairs beautifully.
I vote for mine, but
yeah. The little effervescent bubbles, they kind of break up the richness of the cheese. There's so many other amazing drink pairings. I was just thinking about a really aged Gouda with bourbon, because they both share these kind of caramelized flavors, or a blue cheese with stout.
Yes, beer. A cheese partner I might not have considered but thoroughly enjoyed. A final suggestion from Hannah: give your cheese time to be its most fabulous self.
So cheeses are at their absolute best at room temperature. They really sing and their flavors pop. So I usually take my cheeses out of the refrigerator about an hour before I plan to serve them. So by the time people dig in, they're really at a sweet spot. So cheers.
Cheers.
New York is slowly waking up from our long COVID nightmare, and to mark that hopeful new beginning, photographer Laura Fuchs takes a look at morning in our beloved city. Here's Laura's lens. That is our show for today. Thanks so much for watching. A quick reminder, check us out on social media. We would love to hear from you. We leave you with a special treat, our own Barry Mitchell, right outside the Barrymore.
We're coming back to Broadway. The theater once again will bloom. Be entertained by real live humans acting right in the same room. No Zoom! Be part of all the glamour. We're ready now to reconvene. Come visit us on Old Broadway, but first be sure, take your vaccine. Broadway is back, baby! I'm Carol Ann Riddell.
That makes me Barry Mitchell.
See you next time on Arts in the City. Give my regards to Broadway. Remember me to Herald Square. Everybody!